Okay, hello, internet world. It's Norma Joe. Look at this map behind me because I'm so scholarly. Okay, I don't remember where I left off last time, so let's, I'll just start from the top of the page. Do you hear that fucking squealing outside? It's like some fucking car's brakes or something. I think they're like, because we live on a narrow street and it's a dead end, and like, when a big truck comes down, they have to fucking do like Austin Powers shit to like turn around, you know? It's a huge pain in the ass. What was that? Okay. They do the most complicated handshake ever, which includes thumb wrestling, palm sliding, double jointedness, split spread eagles, bat flips, yeah. They are suddenly interrupted by a call from the hall. Rachel from the hall. Aiden? Marty, speak of the devil. Aiden, hey, only I'm allowed to speak about my mom like that. Rachel comes into the room. There you are. Who are you talking to? Aiden, it was my imaginary. Marty gives him the frantic, don't say that gesture. Aiden, I mean nobody. Marty gives him the thumbs up. Rachel, okay then. She looks at the binder. What's that you're holding? Aiden, oh, here, it's for you. He gives it to her. She opens it. Inside are a bunch of Rockstar INXS group pictures from the show, but JD's face is scratched out in all of them. Rachel, that JD. Marty and him never really did get along, did they? Hey, what's this? She pulls a little red tip out of the binder. It's a red scarf, which is tied to a blue scarf, which is tied to a green one, etc. She frantically pulls out the roll of scarves, and they start making a big ass pile at her feet. Rachel, god damn it, did these ever end? Finally, the scarves end, and tied to the very last one is a little business card to a Japanese photo booth shop. I went to one of those with my friend one time. They're pretty funny. Rachel's all panting and disheveled looking, and she looks it over. I guess she was like, oh yeah, she was frantically pulling the scarves, like, you know. Okay, Rachel's all panting, disheveled looking, and she looks it over. She's about to tear it to pieces in anger, but then her face changes to a softer expression. Rachel, aw, look, a little bunny wunny on the card. That's so cute. Checks out the card. Hey, look at that, it's a free coupon. Well, Marty won't need this. I might as well use it. She tucks it into her pocket. Evil music, i.e. the creepy toilet bowl noises that play in the beginning of Pearl Jam's Once song starts to play. Oh yeah, those are creepy noises. Sounds like some, marine sounding things. Marty, already my evil plan is coming into effect. Nobody can resist the bunny. Nobody. He starts laughing, which turns into coughing and hacking. He hacks up a shovel in one of those ship in a bottle things. Man, I gotta lay off on the compulsive eating. Ew, what the fuck? Cut to the next day, or whenever, singing. Whenever, we're meant to be together. I'll be there and you'll be here. Cyborg, rudely. Are you done yet? Me, yeah. How many times am I gonna be in this story? Next day. Again. What? That was it? Oh yeah. Cut to the next day again. Rachel's walking down the gray part of town. In fact, it looks like Pleasantville. That's like totally spelled wrong. That's not how you spell pleasant. Oh well. It's so gray. Zoom out to show that there is one store that doesn't conform to the grayness. Is painted like 50 zillion different neon colors and is like a visual atomic blast. Oh my god. In fact, Rachel's hair transforms into a bleach blonde mullet just from walking close to the store. It has neon signs, also, of Japanese writing. Oh yeah, there's a lot of jokes in here about... Because supposedly, I don't know if it's like this anymore, but supposedly Japan and Seattle were like sister cities or something like that. So, that's another thing. Oh, and the fact that The Ring is based on a Japanese movie probably has something to do with it too. But I know there's a lot of Japanese references in here, and it's because of the sister city thing. Just like LA and Seoul, like from Korea, are apparently sister cities. I don't know, that's what I've heard. Rachel, glances at the card. Yep, this must be it. She goes inside. The inside is hella bright, like the outside. There are a bunch of those booths where you can take pictures of yourself and make them into stickers. People are apparently using them because their feet are sticking out from underneath the curtain and psychedelic colors are flashing around the floor. Rachel can hear giggling. Voice, konnichiwa. Rachel jumps up and turns around to see a cute girl with a J-pop style behind a desk. Well, it looks like a girl anyway. Girl, would you like to indulge in fantasy beyond your wildest dreams? Rachel, she looks around at the booths again. She's about to say yes, but then she notices that some of the shadows from the psychedelic lights are forming shapes like screaming souls suffering and Satan's face, etc. Rachel, no thanks. Well, I do have a question. Have you ever seen a group of 20-somethings around here recently? Like part of the Seattle rock scene? uh, girl, is this who you're looking for? She shows Rachel a picture of a bunch of drag queens wearing Seahawks jerseys. Of course, that's like a typical like joke back then. Along with gigantic multicolored wigs. Rachel, no. Girl, how about these? She shows her different pictures, which have Marty Jordis, JD, and some other dude playing around in a mountain cabin setting. Rachel, yeah, that's them. Aw, they look so peaceful. She squints at the pictures. What's that in Jordis's hand? It looks like some sort of string of beads. Shrugs. Oh well. Alright, well, do you mind if I take those pictures? That's my nephew and all. Girl, have you the password? Rachel, password? How about this? She hands the girl the card. The girl takes the card and closes her hand around it. Psychedelic colors glow out of it. Girl, hee hee, I just grew a level. Rachel, huh? Girl, I said here's your photos. She opens her hand where the card used to be are the photos. They're in a roll, like what you'd get out of the booth. Rachel, whoa, how'd you do that? Girl, have a wonderful day. Smiley anime emoji. Rachel, but, girl, have a wonderful day. Same emoji. Cut to Rachel standing outside the photo shop. You know what's funny? That emoji, like, this one right here, the little, like, smiley face, that has become, like, a fuck you on the internet. Like, have you noticed that? Like, when somebody says something really asshole-ish, like, say you're having, like, an internet argument or something, or they're just being an asshole, you know, but more likely you're having an argument with them, and then they say something, like, really fucking asshole-ish and snarky and shit, and then they'll just be like, I see that you're a complete idiot, haha, and they put that little, like, emoji on there. Like, that emoji just makes me angry now, because when I see it, I just feel like somebody's, like, giving me the middle finger, you know? It's like that smug little, like, like, it's so angering. Anyway. But I guess it can legitimately be used for, like, happiness, too. Like, I've used it to signify legit happiness, but only with my, like, relatives on text, because they know that I'm not, like, telling them to fuck themselves, you know? Okay. Cut to Rachel standing outside the photo shop. She wanders back along the bleary, bleak streets, flipping through pictures. Rachel flipping. Cute, cute, violent, violent, cute, violent, and cute. Oh, what the hell is this? She pulls out a weird picture of the 4 people standing there, looking dead serious, with some major red eye going on. They are also all wearing nothing but white slip dresses. That sounds like an album cover. Rachel, ew. Next scene. Now she's at home looking on Google for recent local deaths. 1,500 results pop up. Rachel scrolling. Porn, porn, porn. Damn, where the hell is something I can use? She clicks to the next page. Rachel, this is gonna take frickin' forever. She puts her head down on the keyboard. All of a sudden, there's the sound of someone IMing her. Oh my god. Do you remember Instant Messenger on the computer? That is just so nostalgic. Nowadays, it's all about the phones, you know. She looks up. It's a mysterious message from someone named X_Koi guitarist. Oh, okay. X_Koi guitarist. TR1TEHZ 71N1 percentage sign 4KW71F0. What does that fucking mean? Try these something. I don't know. Is that actually something? It's been so long since I've seen any leet speak. You know, like, oh, it's backwards, so you can't even fucking read it. But Like, would that actually mean something, or was I just slamming my hand on the keyboard? Like, it looks like something like a hack, like a fucking, like, scam, you know? Okay, to, try the cool one foe. I don't know, whatever. Rachel signs on as her screen name, Lesbian Hot Dogs 90. Lesbian Hot Dogs 90, huh? Koi guitarist. Just click the link, noob. She shows her different picture. Oh, okay, wait. I already read that. She hesitates but clicks the link anyway. She is surprised to see an article and not a version of the Paris Hilton sex tape with the Numa Numa guy's face posted over her face. That's like the most 2005 thing I've ever fucking heard. It's like, Rachel scans over the article. Wow, this is great. She types an instant message. Lesbian Hot Dogs 90. Thanks a lot. I am thingy. Koi guitarist has signed off. Rachel. Huh, that's odd. Is it really? I don't know. Woo, dang, that was a long one. I was gonna go for more because I want to get to the part where she actually watches the tape, but I ran out of stamina. Shocked emoji face. Well, hope you liked it. See you tomorrow. Okay, I guess that was the end of part 3 or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't say which part it is anymore, but okay. That completed an email, I guess. Oh my god, more of the circular outline. Hopefully I will make it to the... I guess that's why the formatting is so fucked up with all these, like, triangles on the side and shit. I think it's because these are all copied from email and not written in, like, a Word document. Even though I copied it into a Word document, it doesn't originate there. So it was, like, it's, like, kind of fucked up or whatever. I don't know. Okay, hopefully I'll make it to the good part this time. I am hungry, but no, it's not because of the trailer park scene, haha. Okay, is this the part with the frozen weasels? I bet it is. Cut to the next day, or whenever. Rachel's at her desk, twirling oh, this is like my favorite scene. Rachel's at her desk, twirling pencils around, spinning on her spinny chair, and has the phone up to her ear. Rachel, well, is your fridge running? Stifles a laugh. 'Cause you better go catch it, ha! She slams the phone down. Ooh, I love prank calls. Well, who should I call next? She pulls out a list and scratches something off. Looks like CIA headquarters is next on my list. This should be good. She's about to pick up the phone when some big angry dude who resembles the uncle from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, except white, in parentheses, comes up behind her. Guy, introduce your steel-toed boots to my nuts, huh? I hope you were high at the time you said that. Rachel turns around in her spinny chair with a big shit-eating grin. Oh, that's nothing. You ought to hear the stuff I say when I really am high. Besides, nobody knows who you are. I yelled at you for like 2 muffled seconds outside the door in the beginning of the movie, and everyone's just paying attention to the scary stuff. This is like more fourth wall breaking than I remembered. I guess that was all the rage back then. Guy, face turns red. Oh yeah? I bet they'll know who I am when I fire your ass, as of now. Rachel, ahaha, surely you jest. Guy, does this look like a jesting face to you? Rachel, She looks at him with her face all squinched up and everything. Nah, I could use some work. She pulls out a fat red highlighter and draws a smile over his frowny mouth while he just stands there. Oh my god, she has so much nerve. Then she sits back to look at her work. Rachel, perfect. Guy, flatly. Get packing, crackhead. Rachel stares at him. Her eyes get all huge and watery, and that sad clown opera music starts playing in the background. She grabs him desperately by the shirt. Rachel, no, don't do this to me. I have a small child. I'm a single mother. I have problems. Don't you know what happens to people who fire people who have problems? Guy, they achieve a more productive working environment. Oh my god. Rachel, you are cold and mean. You have a heart of coal. She sobs on him. And just when I was about to bring you the best story since Sid Vicious killed Nancy, what's her face? Sid Vicious was in the last story we did on this channel. Guy, oh yeah, and what story is this? Suddenly some of the cast of Rent pops up from the other cubicles. Oh my god, I remember when Rent was everywhere in the roleplay world on the internet. The amount of times... Okay, I made that video before talking about doing, like, genetics lab roleplays and shit like that. The amount of times I saw somebody play that guy Roger from Rent, the blonde guy, I was just like... I saw that motherfucker everywhere, because that was the thing, like, people were really shameless, like, people was like, it was a good time, you know, a good time in history. And people would just like play characters from movies and stuff. Sometimes they wouldn't even change the name. They'd just be like, "Yep, I'm playing this person. Deal with it." And also, like, they would play famous people. Fucking Billy Joe from Green Day. Oh my god, I saw so many people play that motherfucker. Like, in weird scenarios too. Like, there was this thing that used to go on that was called like Celebrity Pets or some shit like that. And like it was basically like you would play your favorite celebrity as a pet. Like, it's basically like a fucking slavery roleplay. It's actually pretty like fucked up and creepy, but like but it was like, yeah, you play like, and then they have like a person, like a rich person who's like their owner, and like some of these people, like it depended who was the like who was the one running, like the forum or the chat room or whatever, because they, you know, they set the rules. But like some of them, it was more like okay, it was more like, you know, you're basically just like, it was more like a foster child, foster parent relationship. But then some of them, it was like you have to walk on all fours and you have to eat out of dog bowl and stuff like that. Oh my god. But it was good. It was good time. Oh my god. Yeah, the amount of times that I saw fucking Billy Joe in those fucking like situations, and the guy from My Chemical Romance, I think his name's Gerard Way. Those two. Those two. They took a lot of attention. But you know, maybe they would actually approve of those fucking role plays because maybe they'd be like, yeah, it's a metaphor for the like our agents and the fucking like music industry like treating us like fucking property or whatever, you know. For all I know, they might have been into it or whatever. So, whatever. Yeah, I'm very, you know what? This is probably gonna close out the video, but to be honest, I am very interested in like, I guess what you call like idol worship and stuff like that. Like, obviously it can go too far, but uh I think there's actually a lot of innocence to it, which like is would be interesting to explore because I don't know about you, okay, but when I was growing up, that type of shit was like strictly looked down upon. It was just like, you know, it was the 90s, people were like, you know, we shouldn't, like, TV was considered kind of evil, you know, it was like all these fucking hoity-toity people who would be hipsters today would be like, I don't even have a TV, that makes me the best, and shit like that. Everyone was like really anti-media, anti-pop culture. I mean, not everybody, obviously, because pop culture will always prevail, but like, just there was this culture of like a media, like pop culture backlash or something, you know, and like, it was just like, yeah, to be like a huge fan of like a fucking celebrity and like to the point where you play them as a character on an internet role play, that was like really looked down. Like, I feel like that was like extremely looked down upon. Like, that would be like your parents walking in on you like jerking off, like not even normal jerking off, but like some kind of weird, like if they caught you like doing like diaper play or something like that. Like, it would just be like really frowned upon, you know? And so, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, just things in society that are extremely looked down upon for, like, that, but even though they're not hurting anybody, it's just kind of looked down upon for moral reasons, you know, and stuff like that. They always kind of interest me because it's, like, they really tell you something about society and, like, values and stuff like that, you know, and, like, how you are and aren't allowed to be. Like, I had this one idea for this story I was gonna write. I wrote the skeleton notes for it, like the overview. So I might still write it one day or I might not, I don't know. But basically it's all about outcasts. And like one of the outcasts is like this girl who was like basically in like I don't know, a like private society, kind of like in the village, you know, like I wouldn't call it a cult, but some people would probably call it a cult. It's just like a group of people, like a commune, I guess, like just a group of people that live like kind of separate from society, you know, and stuff like that. But they're like really strict and they have strict values and everything like that. And yeah, she was caught like masturbating to a shrine of like a pop star, which I guess would be I guess like the equivalent, like he's not a real person, but in the story, you know, he'd probably be the equivalent to like, I don't know, like Leonardo DiCaprio or something like that. And she was caught like with a shrine to him and like jerking off and stuff. And the whole community like freaked out so bad they like fucking dragged her in the middle of like, you know, the village center, and they like ripped all her clothes off and they like threw her out into the, like they basically like banished her after forcing her to be naked. You know, they like pulled all the clothes off her and then they like were like throwing things at her and like, you know, like they just drove her out, you know, basically to die in the woods, you know, or I don't know if they wanted her to die or not, but they were just like, you cannot be part of the society anymore, and they like drove her out. And then you know, from all the like, you know, this like crazy ass experience, like she came out the other side of it, like when she came out of the forest and she came into the town where she met the other characters, like she she basically kind of snapped to where now she didn't hardly give a fuck about anything, so she like walks around nude, like, and stuff like that. It's basically like I know I'm over 20 minutes, but anyways, the story is basically about three characters. One of them is like the first guy, the main one, is this, he was like a gay like gigolo, kind of like a little boyfriend to like this like drug cartel like dude, you know, this gangster, but he was gay and he had like his, you know, his little like boy toy, and this guy, his name is Reno, he like was the boy toy, you know. But then just to make some kind of point, or just to make a drug deal or something like that, like his like boyfriend slash dominant, I guess you could say, like fucking they were on the beach like trying to do a drug deal with these other people, because it takes place in Florida, and like South Florida, like on the beach, you know. And like he was trying to do a drug deal, and then yeah, they like made some comment about Reno or something like that. And so just to fucking make a point, like his like cartel boyfriend, whatever, like fucking like shot him in the head and like threw him into the sea, you know, like, and just he didn't even care. Like he's just like, yeah, just to make this deal or just to impress these other guys. Like, oh, okay, you don't like this little gay guy? Like, okay, I'll just kill him right now. Like, nothing to me, you know. Like that's how little he cared about Reno's life, you know. So he shot him in the head and he threw him into the sea. But then Reno survived that, even though everyone thought he was dead, and he basically like walked out of the ocean, but all in a daze, you know, and stuff like that. And for the whole rest of the story, he's still alive, but he has a bullet in his head. Like you have you ever heard those stories about people that tried to kill themselves by shooting themselves in the head and it failed? Like they still lived and stuff like that. So this is kind of almost like a slightly fantasy, I guess, take on that. Just not even fantasy, but just like kind of an exaggeration, I guess you could say, a little bit. Although, for all I know, it could have happened at some point. But anyways, the point is he walks around the entire rest of the story with a bullet in his head. He's just bleeding from this bullet hole, and so he's seen as like a zombie, you know, like kind of half alive, half dead. And then he meets the nude girl, who she's also obviously like broken, you could say, or whatever. And then because she was so mistreated by her community that she doesn't even care anymore. Like she walks around, everyone's like screaming and like, oh my god, she's naked, you know, and she just doesn't even care. She's just like, I've experienced this all before. Like it's like doesn't mean anything to her, you know. And then the third character is like a transgender, like like a, I don't know how you describe, like anyways, just another pariah of society. Yeah, a transgender, like I guess male to female, but also at the same time, like, you know, not exactly following all the gender rules, you could say, or whatever. And it's just very flamboyant, wears like, you know, fake fairy wings and stuff like that. So anyways, Yeah, okay, let me turn this off.